Good evening, everybody. And as it's 5, it's Sunday, and my chai is ready with me. Um, the whole week, I barely get time to really have my tea at 5. But the Sunday gives me this luxury of actually wearing a nice perfume and sitting down and waiting to have my tea with all of you. So as we always have done, this is our 32nd week at a stretch. We've all been meeting, we've been having our tea together, and Pan the Panda has been walking with us. Now, Pan the Panda is in school today. Now, imagine Pan is waiting for school to open and he is actually going to school. So, we are going to visualize. They say, if you imagine nice things happen. So, now Pan is in school and Pan is really very, very happy to get to school and goes straight and picks up his paint brushes and paints the beautifully. So the little bunny comes to him and says, "What is this you're doing with colors?" "I like to do my colors with crayons." And he picks up his crayons and sits down. And then comes the monkey jumping along. Monu monkey jumping along looks at both of them and says, "Oh my God, I just don't want to use paints or crayons. For me, it's best to just have a pencil and I'm going to just draw, and not only draw, I'm also going to write some words." So Pan looked at him really confused and said, "Okay." Then came the elephant and he said, "I don't want to color or paint. I think today I'm just going to sit in the corner and read a book." Then came the little mouse squeaking along. He said, "You do what you want to. I'm going to just sing a song." And now they all wanted to do different things. They wanted to do them in a different way. And they thought, okay, let's try and get somebody to get a magic wand and create some magic in class so that each of us can do what we can. So, who came by? A little witch on the broom. She flew all over the room. She looked at all of them, and somebody said, "I want to paint, I want to draw, I want to color, I want to write." And she said, "Oh my God, I can't handle this. I don't have the magic that can make all this happen. I just don't know what to do. Where shall I go? Where shall I see? What should I do?" And then smilingly came the teacher. She looked at all of them and said, "Okay, come to me. Let's all sit in a circle and let's quickly chat. You tell me what you like to do, and then we'll do it like that." And she made little magic happen. She gave somebody a table to sit on and she put the paints there. She put the little crayons and she put a pencil there. She put a little book and she played some music too. And the whole class was happy and they loved this class so new. So that's going to be the magic that we are looking for. And this teacher is going to be in the middle of that magic. She has to make it happen. So, to talk about helping children with not only different abilities but different interests, I have somebody I met about a year and a half back, and like I said, each speaker who I've requested to come and join us has been somebody who I've instantly looked up and with awe, and said, "Oh my God, I have to learn this." And just a few days back, I saw an article from which ma'am wrote, and it said, "Reach to teach." So we have Rashmi Chari ma'am here with us, and she's going to talk about the reach to teach, the heart and the science to reach where you have to. So a very, very warm welcome, ma'am.
Hi, Sonia. Thank you so much for your kind words. Actually, the feeling is totally mutual. When I met you, I felt, my God, oh my God, what a super achiever you are.
I
And I'm so happy to be here with you and to talk about my favorite topic, which is differentiated learning. Differentiated learning is so important. Uh, that you just can't overemphasize its importance. Differentiated learning means that each and every child in the classroom deserves to learn and deserves teachers consideration and concern that how I'm going to teach this child. For ages, the system that we have been following in our country is one size fits all, where the teacher designs the lesson for the middle rung students, the
Yeah.
average student. So the children on either side of the learning spectrum, they get neglected. So it is my deepest desire that every teacher should look at each and every child in the class and try to provide a learning experience befitting to that child's uniqueness.
This is also just like just before we take it ahead, I also want you all to know that ma'am's been an educator for 32 years. It's more than 3 decades. Sometimes when a young teacher walks up to me and asks me, ma'am, what is the qualification I need to do what I do? So I keep telling them in Hindi कि एक सदी के एक चौथाई से ज्यादा मैंने इस सिस्टम को दिया है. So I'm able to talk about it. So sometimes it is not the qualification, it's the experience, it's the vast reach of a person that actually makes them talk and think like this. Because the first thing, like when I was looking at ma'am's, when I actually went through her whole thing, working for as an advisory in a capacity to advise the government of India, the NCRT, the Associate Director for Center for Curriculum and Research. It's like a lot of things that she's done. But the one thing which I always feel an educator will need to do in this time is to put the hand on the heart, and say that I am going to make this possible. So, ma'am, while I was talking to you and I was, going through the work, the articles that you write, the one thing that I have heard as I travel and we talk about, can we make the classroom a little more oriented towards different kinds of children? So, there are two things which come loud and clear. One says
Mhm.
that, we have a curriculum to follow. इतने बच्चों के साथ कैसे करेंगे? These are two things which are like and so I have always smiled at them and looked at them and said, what's the point of the curriculum if it doesn't reach the child?
Absolutely. This is what I
What?
was going to say. Is
So,
curriculum more important or the child is more important? Is learning more important or the textbooks are more important? The teacher has to decide for herself that who is the curriculum for. And if that curriculum doesn't reach the intended beneficiary, it doesn't benefit that child, then what's the whole point of having big institutions, fancy infrastructure, great books, great instructional material, highly qualified teacher, but the children do not progress. Children do not learn. What a pity it is, really.
um, also, there was something very interesting. I mean, there was a person I was talking to. She works with children with special needs. So
Yeah.
I associated special needs with a certain kind of special needs, which all of us slot our minds in.
Yeah.
So I told her, so when you speak, what are you going to speak about? What is it that I need to do? So she just smiled at me and she said that, Sonia, special needs are also gifted children.
Yeah.
Children who have got
Absolutely.
abilities which are so much above, their the standard continuum that says the child has reached an expected level of learning. But this child
Yeah.
is way above that. What are you going to do to that child? So,
Absolutely.
how does a teacher, plan this? How does a teacher look at this class? Because she's worried. It's not that she
Hmm.
doesn't want to do it, but she's
Hmm.
worried. And in my understanding, she perceives it very challengingly. I think we were going to ask you
Hmm.
to make it simple for us.
Yeah, Sonia, what happens is when we talk to teachers about differentiation, what they think is that we are asking them to plan a different lesson for each and every child. Actually, that's not so. What we tell the teachers is look at your children and you see what, where are they on the developmental continuum, and then try to group them together, kind of put them together. If there are some who are great readers in English, put them together. There are some who do not read so well in Hindi, put them together.
Yeah,
There are some who are having problems in connecting the sound with the letters,
yeah.
put them together, something like this. So create flexible groupings, and then try to support these groups. Try to provide some content related, some process related support to these children so that they are able to move forward in their lessons.
So the first thing is that we are not like ma'am says, nobody is asking us to do five different lesson plans.
No, not at all.
Make one lesson plan
Yeah.
with options. So suppose we
Yes.
have tried to do maybe a story today, you know.
Hmm.
So the story could be a narration for some children. For
Yeah.
some children, it could be listen to the narration and, you know, say the story aloud. For a
Yeah.
child who's even more confident, you tell them, you become the buddy, sit with a little group and you tell them the story.
Absolutely. And some child who doesn't like to speak can even illustrate,
Just illustrate.
draw. So there
Absolutely.
are
So
so many variations, there are so many ways in which a lesson can be held as per the particular intelligences, talents, interests, level of readiness of the children. That's what the teacher has to see. Where do the children begin with? What is their level of readiness? What are their interests? What excites them about the lesson? That's a very good place to begin if your learner is excited about what you're going to teach. And then one very, very important thing is the learning profile of the children. What is the background that they are coming from?
yes.
What are their past experiences? Have they had any past experiences of formal education or not? So all these three factors, uh, you know, uh, together the teacher has to take in consideration and then begin from there how to build the lesson, how to build the activities, how to build assessments, how to plan the learning process for the children as per their unique, learning needs. That's what
So
differentiation is about.
is all about. So you know one thing that you know, like when I have to sit with somebody who is going to talk about a topic which is so misunderstood, and you know everybody feels it's like, oh my god, it's just not going to happen. And
Yeah.
then another thing that I saw in the NEP, ma'am, it's a small document, few pages, but
Mm.
unless all of us are going to look at each aspect of it, and the best part is this has not come overnight.
Yeah.
Nobody has created this document overnight. People have worked, researched, and I say this every time that it's built on a lot of work. So when they say that we want to recognize abilities, we want you to see the uniqueness of every child, and
Mm.
most important, we want you to be sensitive to that uniqueness. Now, I
Yeah.
have a class of 40 children. I mean, that's
Mm.
the average. I am not
Mm.
recommending a class of 40 children, but
Mm.
that is the average I see as I travel through the
Absolutely.
country, you
That's
know,
the
and
Indian
whether
average.
it's an
Yeah.
Indian average, whether I like it. And so many times I tell people that I have seen up to 60 children in a class, and all I can do is a real pranam to the teacher because she knows everybody's names. She
Yeah.
still knows which teacher child is upset without having, you know, profiles. She will tell you कि ये बच्चा लिख नहीं पाता, ये बच्चा लिख पाता
Mm.
है.
Mm.
It's an
Mm.
amazing. I don't know about AI of digital, but teacher AI I have a lot of respect and regard for.
Mm. Mm.
So in the curriculum, that's the first thing which I am understanding with ma'am is that when you design your curriculum, when you're designing your planning, especially in these conditions in the next few months where you're not going to be in direct contact with your children, it's very important to keep going back to where they are now.
Absolutely. And
Very
Sonia, to
important.
judge that, I would always strongly recommend that some kind of assessment of their prior learning has to be made. The teacher must know what the child knows, and from there, after she knows that, she can actually begin to design the child's forward journey. Unless you do not know, unless you just assume that all of them are at the same level and you design a lesson and give it to them,
Yeah.
they are not going to be able to do it. So apprise yourself with how much they know. That makes the teacher's task much easier. So assessment of prior learning is the first step to differentiation.
So for the in these conditions, like in these situations, what I would suggest in my little, you know, thing with
Mm.
parents is make a small list of observation which the parent
Yeah.
should send you. Don't have long lists sent to them. Send maybe
Hmm.
2 points a week, three
Yeah.
points a week. Let them just tell you that is the child able to do this, or is the child unable to do
So
it,
the
or does
teacher
the
can
child
develop a checklist and
a
the parents
checklist?
can just tick mark the
Just take
checklist and send it back to
yeah,
him.
and three things which I feel a checklist usually should have, as ma'am
Hmm.
says, it the child is able to do it
Hmm.
independently. The
Hmm.
child is able to do it with sustained interest. The
Hmm.
child needs support to do it.
Absolutely.
So, if the child is able to do it independently, we move on with this child. If the
Hmm.
child is able to do it with interest, we can give them a little more challenge. And if the child
Absolutely.
needs support of the parent, that means we have to slow down with that child. It's
Yeah.
as simple as that. There is nothing more to
Absolutely.
it,
Hmm.
right? So that is what I was thinking when I was talking to ma'am, as I always do before we start the show. We all do. We talk with the speakers, and I think when I talk to the speakers, it triggers off my thought process. So I must tell you, ma'am, just as when I was speaking with you, I was we just released the World of Phonics. I've done a phonic course, and I was doing the assessment for it. I was sitting and writing all the points that I want to use. And the minute you said pre knowledge, I said, oh my God, I didn't include this. So I actually sat down, I remade the document. I said, no, at every level, these are the 5 things or 4 things we have to test.
Absolutely.
So this
Sonia,
is
one
where
more thing
it
I
happens.
wanted to add here.
Yes, ma'am.
This what the thing that we are discussing just now, that what the child can do comfortably and what he cannot do comfortably. Lev Vygotsky, the one who has given us the theory of social constructivism,
Yes.
this is what he has said. That uh, there are three things about learning in a learner that you can see. What? One, that he can do very comfortably. Second, that he can do with support of MKO, more knowledgeable other. Now, this more knowledgeable other can be a peer, can be a teacher. And the third thing, that it is beyond the child's ability to do. So he says that center space where the child can be helped to achieve, to step forward, that is called instructional scaffolding. So differentiation is all about providing that scaffolding to the child to be able to move forward. That more knowledgeable other can be the teacher. The teacher
Can be.
plans in the lesson that how I'm going to help the child frame 2 letter or 3 letter words. The child can recognize the letters, the child knows the phonic sounds, how the child should be able to now connect these two and form 2 letter words. So that help, that instructional scaffolding to the children is what helping or differentiation learning is all about. You have to help the child do what you want him to do. You have to provide the support. And this support, Sonia, is in the form of 4 ways in which we can help,
Yes.
teachers. When you
Yeah.
tell me
So,
to talk about it,
yes,
I'll do.
I know. So I'm waiting for that for another little. So I also want to ask you, in your vast experience, you would have met so many teachers, schools. Is there a place or school which you felt was doing this effectively? And if they were, what was special? I mean, like, what was that feature about them that made it happen in their school, which is not happening in other places? You hear
Sonia,
me?
I have seen many places. In fact, many schools and many places I visit, and in many places I have seen teachers improvise. You know, I am not ready to believe that teachers do not help children. Each and every good teacher, she will try her best
Yeah.
to help a child who is struggling to learn.
Yeah.
you know but most of the places, what I see is improvisation. You see a child struggling, and then you provide the help. Now that help may or may not be received by the child, because again, it is child's receptivity whether he's able to take that help or not, isn't it? However, I'm very happy to say that one of the institutions in Delhi where I'm currently associated with, many classrooms I see teachers actually planning keeping the child's problems in mind, keeping the child's uniqueness in mind, their learning needs in mind, they plan and build in supports in the classroom. Like, for example, it's a reading lesson. So they want the child to read. There is a content in the book that the child has to read.
Mm.
Now, instead of watering down the content, instead of thinking child will not be able to, what they do is they provide a small list of vocabulary and they give it to the children who need, not to everybody, but
Yes.
to the children who need. So that's a very beautiful way. So these
Mm.
small ways, I see them providing support to the learners, which is truly appreciable.
So, when you said that, you're connected to this place, it also would be that I'm sure there is a certain amount of awareness, there is a certain amount of training, there is a certain amount of thought process change that maybe has been triggered off by a support system. Just like we do a differential learning classroom for children, we
Mm.
also have to do the support system for teachers, right? And so, what kind of role do you feel that training is going to take in the next few years for all of us to understand this? Upgrading,
Sonia,
changing, learning. I
you
mean,
have actually touched upon the most important point that we are going to discuss in our webinar today. It's not only about differentiated learning, it's also about differentiated working conditions, differentiated working. That is extremely important. So, the institution that I'm, associated with, uh, the Bluebells School,
mm,
they have a very robust teacher training system. I mean, teacher training is as regular as student learning. Can you believe it? Teacher
exactly.
training is as regular, as much a part of the whole school system as the student learning is. So, almost on the weekly basis, we have interactions with the teachers. Almost, uh, weekly basis we have lesson observations of teachers. Every day I observe maybe 4 to 5 lessons. So every other week or every month the teacher and the HODs and all other supervisory staff also observe teachers. They are given feedback on it, lessons are discussed in meetings, and all the time there is a focus on best practices. What
Best.
is the best practice in the class, and how will you help the last child who really needs our help the most? Sonia, you know that after passing of right to education bill, now every class has 25% children who are mostly first generation
Yes.
learners. You
Yes.
cannot really take the class forward, like the way you used to with one lesson plan. So teachers are aware now that they have to provide remedial inputs
Yes.
later on. So why not build, some kind of instructional scaffolding in while lesson planning? Then remediation becomes less. But
Easier.
then I
Yes.
always tell teachers that whatever support you are providing, do not make children, get absolutely dependent upon your support.
Yeah.
Support should be temporary, it should be enabling, it should be empowering with a goal. And then after some time, you have to motivate the child to move towards their own individual mastery. And then you have to slowly withdraw those supports, withdraw the scaffolds, so the child becomes an independent learner.
So, ma'am, there's another, thing as I'm talking to you. There were a lot of questions which I had written down, but it does many times I just don't go down to those questions at all because something else is triggering. So now you see what happens to school systems where the support system is not there for teachers. They don't invest into teacher training. I know for sure because I travel into parts of India where even to get a teacher to sit in your workshop for 4 hours, you get a call and say, class leni hai. So I think the one message that I would feel is nice to send through this platform is please take teacher training, teacher empowerment very seriously.
Sonia, this will begin with one thing, that we have to start considering teachers as much professionals as a doctor
as
or an
anybody else.
engineer.
I think more, ma'am. I think more
Yeah,
because
you know,
early
till
it
the
was,
time that we keep on, brushing off teaching
yeah,
profession as a lady's profession, as a half day profession, as good for married
yeah.
women so that they can raise their children.
Oh,
With
yes.
these kind of attitudes, we'll never have quality in our, classroom.
Yes.
So we have to take our profession. I would say let's not leave it to the management. Each and every individual teacher must take their career in their own hand,
Yeah.
must take pride in what they do, and must bring competence in their own work. Why should we leave
Absolutely.
it to others?
Yes.
Let the teachers empower themselves. Let they not compromise on the quality of the stuff that they deliver in the classroom.
So a couple of years back, when I was talking about needs, I came across somebody who's a facilitator, and she looked at me and said that, um, "Itna bhi nahi malum." So I just smiled at her and them and said, "Tum bata do na." If that person doesn't know it. So at that time, I started. This was about good 10 years back, ma'am. So I said, "Everyone teach one."
Absolutely. What a beautiful
एवरीवन
thing to say.
एवरीवन
Yeah.
जस्ट टीच वन. आपके पास जो स्किल्स हैं, आप एक इंसान को दे दीजिए. डिसाइड कि दिस पर्सन आई एम गोइंग टू गिव ऑल माय स्किल्स टू. सो आई वेंट टू अ विलेज स्कूल एंड आई टोल्ड देम, आर यू अ कॉपी कैट? सो दे सेड, हम इसको गुणों का आदान प्रदान कहते हैं. आपके गुण हम ले लेते हैं और अपने गुण आपको दे देते हैं. सो
Absolutely. And then
बेस्ट प्रैक्टिसेस
21st
आई
century
थिंक.
so is all about collaboration.
So
वैसे भी.
absolutely, and ma'am, the deal is at the end of the day, every little village you go to, you just
Hmm.
see the award that was won. I mean, this person is from a small place in Maharashtra,
Yeah,
and he
Ranjeet Singh
wins a
Desale,
global,
the
yeah,
Global
he wins
Teacher
a
Prize.
global prize. So my deal is not how big or small the places. It's not
Yeah.
about, and the best practices
It
come
is the
when
teacher's
very
commitment
little,
that counts. I mean,
and
it's
there is
not the,
very little, very, very
the
little.
brand of the school or the size of the
Absolutely.
population or,
Now that we're talking to you, I must show you something. I have it right here, I think, with me. So this is like a paper packet. This is like a proper. People call it a panni in the village.
yeah,
And this is
the
many years
envelope.
back.
Yeah. Hmm.
Many years back, a president award winner, a teacher. I had come across somebody about, when I think maybe 20 years back, and she used to say that एक पैकेट दे दो और उससे मैं मात्रा सिखा दूंगी.
क्या कर दो?
Packet दे दो. This is a packet, ma'am, paper brown
हाँ,
packet.
yeah, yeah.
And she would go around, with the children saying, "Oh, oh, oh," and she would give the children the first letter of their name, and this
Oh,
letter would just go and sit on the shoulder. And if I was so, I would become saw. If I become thing, I would become taw or two or t. And
oh, wow.
she walked around just doing this with packets.
Great.
See
These
what
are all ideas. It's
it's
all about ideas
and imagine, I
ultimately.
have kept this with me. I mean, I have used this for the last 20 plus years.
Yeah. It's
When there
such
was
a
no,
wonderful
so
idea.
it's as simple as that. So what ma'am is trying to tell us is it's possible. Also, ma'am, because now, we wanted to slot it a little bit. So suppose we are going to do this concept of differentiation. Under what headings can we do it? And how do we view it? If you can just
Yeah.
little slot it for us, it would be.
Yeah. So, Sonia, differentiated learning, is basically responsive teaching. You are responding to the child's needs. So, when you are lesson planning, basically, you are looking at a few things like content, like this is the content that I have to teach, and this is the way pedagogy, this is the teaching learning process I will follow in the class. Then this is how I'm going to, this is how the child is going to ultimately display the learning when I assess the child. Okay, and finally, what kind of a learning environment should be there? So differentiation has to be built it into all these four processes. अगर कंटेंट है तो कंटेंट को मैं कैसे बच्चे की नीड के लिए सुटेबल कर सकती हूँ. So similar, the way I had given you an example of, if it's a reading task, support it with some kind of vocabulary,
Yeah.
or you know, uh, kind of begin it at a little lower level. Like from the previous level, you start recapitulating and then bring it to this level, right? Another can be, if this topic, if it is a math topic and the children will not be able to understand and do these abstract, can I provide some kind of instructional material?
Concrete
Can I
material.
provide some teaching aids, or can I provide them uh, some kind of support material, so that they are able to do it with their hands and then understand the content? Can I prepare some worksheets, you know, just to make them understand? If they are not able to handle question answers, then let me make a worksheet which will make it easier for them. So content can be supported in these ways. Now comes pedagogy. How to help them, how to help learners process the information. जो information जा रही है उसको process कैसे करेंगे? Now in this you have to really look at their learning styles. In what way do they? Are they visual learners? Are they auditory learners? Are they kinesthetic learners? So we design activities that give them those experiences. For children who are visual learners, have some videos, have some pictures, have some images. The ones who speak and learn, so give them opportunities to talk, to recite, to discuss, to debate, all those things. And people, children who are kinesthetic learners, give them some activities where they have to do things with hands or to move around and do it. So this is the way. Then Howard Gardner's multiple intelligences would really come in handy over there. That is why we say that in differentiation, what the teacher needs to do is provide, plan a variety of activities to do one way.
Around one topic. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
not
and
just one way, a number of ways a thing can be learned.
so
So
what
that is
ma'am is
the way.
also saying, please remember this, she's not saying five different topics. One
No.
topic, whatever
One
is
topic,
part of our curriculum,
five activities.
different activities, and offer it to
Different.
the children. Somebody will do one beautifully, the other
Hmm.
will do other beautifully. But it's
Yeah.
and don't say मैंने तुम्हारे लिए इतना किया, now you do this. This is like don't do it.
Leave that to the parents. They say it enough.
This it enough.
Then,
Uh,
Sonia,
the product
another thing is
differentiation.
that
Yes. Yes.
product. What kind of a product are you expecting? Now that you have taught the learner, the child has to display how he has learned that. So the product can also be different. Some child can speak and tell you that he has learned. Some child can illustrate and show you he has learned. Some child can do something with the hands, and show you that he has understood and learned the concept. So you have to see differentiation you have to allow differentiation in the products that you receive also. Okay. And finally, Sonia, the most important aspect, which is the toughest also, is creating the learning environment where differentiation flourishes, where children of different ability do not feel less than any other person. They feel they're as good, as capable, have as much potential to do well in life and in class. That learning environment, if the teacher is able to create, my hats off to the teacher.
Yeah, I
But
yes,
mm,
yes. That's
please tell.
actually so true. That's actually so
Mm,
true because many times you just like a few days back we were discussing this cursive versus print, ma'am, for early years.
mm,
And I said there is no verses in it. Cursive
mm.
is a good form of writing, but when to introduce is the verses.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't just take it from a 4-year-old, take them from print, and
Mm,
within 2 weeks shift them to cursive and tell them now you read print. So the teacher said, gave me an answer, said, no, no, we don't force them, ma'am. If they want to write cursive, they write or they do print. I said, but what do you write on the board? She said,
mm,
madam, cursive. So that
mm.
means you're making this child feel I
Yeah,
can't do this, right?
I can't do
So
this.
why
And
are
there's a
you
pressure
doing
on the
that?
child.
Why are
Yeah.
you doing it?
Mm,
And
mm,
that's the reason why I think this 3 month of recap is what they are suggesting in class 1. I think for
yeah.
the early years, when I talk
Mm,
about about any topic, I always keep the early years in mind. And I
yeah.
feel the one thing that is stopping differentiation or understanding of needs is because I am hurrying them to achieve what they have to achieve at the next level. I don't care whether they are achieving what they need to at this level at all. My
Absolutely.
preparation is not for now, it's for
Yeah. It is for future. It is the kind of, the kind of confidence that we are able to give to the children, that there is a huge, uh, academic, what shall I say, goals that he is capable of achieving. There is a long distance that he's capable of traveling. That kind of empowerment, I think.
Empowerment also, but also to understand that while there is a long distance he can travel, there is
Hmm.
only that much that
That
he
he can
can
do. Yeah.
achieve at this point of time,
Hmm.
you know,
He's expected to do now.
is expected to do
Absolutely.
now, so that the learning, graph, the
Yeah.
developmental continuum, I think is a very, very important thing, and it's something which most people don't even go through, ma'am. I
Hmm.
see that, so
Hmm.
perhaps learning standards, understanding the background, understanding the requirements of the thing, and setting up of an environment. if
Yeah.
if I ask you, if I want to be a teacher who would smile in and say, I can do this whole thing well, what were the few things you would want me to do? See, suppose I'm a
See,
teacher who's just beginning to understand what you're telling me.
See,
Where should
first
I
of
start?
all, yeah, first of all, I will tell her that do not get too worried about the terminology that we are using over here. Basically, what it means is supporting your children. You know, make an effort to understand children, make an effort to know them, where they are, what is their uniqueness. You know, that is the most important thing, Sonia, and that is the most neglected area in our classrooms. We all teach, we all take the class as a group. The day we start treating the learner as an individual, the day we start looking at each and every child and knowing each and every child, is the day we will truly begin to practice differentiation. Because the moment we look at the child, we look at his reactions to what we are saying, we will be able to know how much he has understood, and does he need our support, or is he able to go up on his own independently. So first thing I will tell the teachers is, get to know your learners, find out where they are in your subject, you know, and maintain some kind of notes about each and every child, and keep on adding to that. Okay, provide support to them and try to provide support as a collaborative effort. Don't make the child feel that there is something wrong with him and he has been made to sit separately and you are trying very hard to help him learn. So do not give him that kind of a feeling. Have kind of groups in the class where all children are learning together. The knowledge that you have about children is your own professional knowledge that has to be kept with you in your official records. That is not to be shared with children. That is not to be informed to the children. You have to provide, learning support. You have to plan your lessons in a way that they learn as naturally as possible and feel delighted and happy in the class and have a sense of achievement when they're able to do activities. And another one very important thing is about assessment. There is very little use of having those formal tests and exams. There is very, very little use. Maybe the use is to inform the parents and to have in your official records. But what is important for the learner is that you test him in a way that he also comes to know what are his shortcomings. So when you are assessing the learner, you tell him, even if it is a primary child, you tell the child that we are going to do this. We are going to do this together. You have to do this, and I am going to check your work on the basis of these three things. I'm going to check your handwriting. I'm going to check the formation of letters, and I'm going to check maybe something else, that you are able to say them clearly. So share your expectations with him
Yes.
so that he knows what ma'am is going to test me on and he delivers that. Okay, and make this assessment a continuous process, a low stake process. Don't make a how.
Perfect. And I
Don't
also,
make a
yeah,
hawa
yeah,
out of
don't do that.
assessment. Don't even call it assessment. Let it be classwork. Let it
Observation,
be
yes,
homework.
observation,
And
very different.
these are, when they come to you, the works, they are for you to assess and they are for you to maintain records. They are for your own knowledge to plan the next lesson. Very beautiful thing has been said about assessment, that assessment informs tomorrow's instruction,
Yes,
isn't
absolutely.
it? So what you are assessing today, the classwork of the child, that is formative assessment. Formative assessment का ये मतलब नहीं है कि आप यूनिट टेस्ट करिए. फॉर्मेटिव असेसमेंट है, आपने क्लास में डिबेट कराए, आपने क्लास में क्लास वर्क कराया, आपने क्लास में डिस्कशन कराए, आपने ओरल टेस्ट किया, आपने कहूट पे क्विज लिया. वो सब फॉर्मेटिव असेसमेंट्स हैं और वो आपकी इंफॉर्मेशन के लिए है. बच्चे, if they know about it, feel good about it, well and good. Okay. And but it is important for the teacher to know how I'm going to use the outcomes of this assessment to give my next inputs to this child. That is where the role of assessment
The
is
whole
important.
assessment,
And when
yeah.
children become little bigger, when they are in the preparatory stage, primary classes, middle classes, there you can even discuss the assessment outcomes with the learners. You can tell them, let's see if फीड फॉरवर्ड तो देते ही हैं, आप पहले ही बताते हैं कि ऐसे से करना है. इवन आफ्टर असेसमेंट यू टेल देम, सी if you had done it this way, then it would have actually come out much better. So वो awareness create करिए, वो metacognition कहते हैं इसको, ability to understand and plan their own learning path. So
Yes.
how I can do it better, that kind of metacognition you have to bring in the children. दैट इज द रोल. यही दो रोल है असेसमेंट के, एक बच्चे को इन्फॉर्म करो और एक खुद को इन्फॉर्म करो और अपना नेक्स्ट लेसन इसी के बेसिस पे प्लान.
How beautiful is that? It's actually so true. So, assessment is to actually help you to plan your next day. I think it's a
Absolutely.
beautiful way to do. Also, we had talked about flexible grouping. That
Hmm.
how can you, put children in environments, in groups which can help them to kind of grow. So, if we can just put a little, we have about 4 minutes to go, but we will
Even
still
I was
talk about it.
checking the time.
But we'll still talk about it, ma'am, because it's
Okay.
an important thing, and I thought that we
Hmm.
must touch it. That how do we group children to make
So
it.
Sonia, flexible grouping is very important. Flexible
Hmm.
grouping में क्या होता है कि आप बच्चों को ना एक परमानेंट ग्रुप में नहीं डालते हैं, आप उनको उनकी नीड के हिसाब से ग्रुप्स बनाते हैं. लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल टेक इंग्लिश क्लास. अब वहां पे द चिल्ड्रन हु आर वेरी गुड at reading, they can be clubbed together. Children who are not so good, are average, they can be clubbed together. Then children who have problem in writing can be clubbed together. Now ye English ki grouping hai, this need not be transferred to math class, because math class mein bachche ki abilities totally different ho sakti hai.
Correct.
Like when I was in school, I was always very good at languages and absolute big zero in mathematics. So मेरी English की ability के हिसाब से आप मुझे maths की super ability में डालेंगे तो there is no way I can do anything
Yes.
about it. That's why I talk of flexible groupings. Have as many groups you have. Okay, different teachers can have their own settings. What that will also help in doing is every child will feel good about something. When you make fixed groups, तो जो बेचारे थोड़े से ऐसे
You're
ग्रुप्स में
right.
है दैट रिक्वायर द सपोर्ट, उनको लगता है कि वी आर नॉट गुड एट एनीथिंग. और ऐसा तो हो ही नहीं सकता है. हर एक के अपने टैलेंट्स है, हर एक की अपनी यूनिकनेस है, इतनी ब्यूटी, इतने 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 वाइब्रेंट होते हैं बच्चे. सो we cannot make them feel like that. So have flexible groupings and make each and every group feel good about themselves. Pat on the back to everybody for the task well done. That's extremely important.
How beautiful. So, the other day I was talking to somebody, and, like I said, that when you look at a child and say, तुमको समझ क्यों नहीं आ रहा? You should step out, look at yourself in the mirror and say, तुमको समझाना क्यों नहीं आ रहा? Because if I could understand you, I don't need you, right? If I could understand everything on my own, I don't need a teacher. I don't need to come to school. And there are times, ma'am, even as an adult, see, I ask a lot of questions. Like, I don't know everything, right? And I have no qualms in telling anybody that कि मुझे ये नहीं आता, मुझे ये topic
एब्सोल्युटली
नहीं आता.
सोनिया, और अगर बच्चे को समझ नहीं आ रहा तो इसमें बच्चे की इतनी गलती नहीं
हाँ,
है,
it's
समझाने वाले की भी है.
समझाने.
हम
I
कहते हैं
always
ना,
say that,
इफ द
yeah.
चाइल्ड कैन नॉट लर्न इन द वे यू आर टीचिंग हिम, कैन यू
You
प्लीज टीच हिम द वे ही कैन
he
लर्न?
wants to learn. You
यू
know,
नो.
Maharashtra, I have written a series for the Oxford University Press as an early childhood. The first time my mother saw my books, she said, "Hai, तुम तो पढ़ती ही नहीं थी, तुमने किताबें कैसे लिखी?" But she used to, and she also said something very beautiful. You know, typical. She said, "हुनर बड़ा था तेरे में, तो ये काम आया होगा." So
हाँ,
imagine, you know,
the
that can
skills, the
just
talent that
add.
you had,
So I
absolutely.
went back just a few days back to see my principal of my school. I went and met her after 34 years.
Wow.
I went with my series. I sat at her feet and I said that I was the only second divisioner in the whole school. 16 बच्चों का था 10th में. Only second divisioner, only one name that said second division, Sonia Kendri. And that Begum Anis Khan walked out and said, when Sonia's mother comes, call me. In her nice thing, she hugged me. My mother came out of the auto. She said, Mrs. Kendry, she's my most skilled child. Differentiation. She found the ability.
Absolutely.
She could
So
have
we should
actually
never
just
underestimate the children. We must see
absolutely,
immense potential in
absolutely.
each one of them. You know, we have seen कि IIT करके भी बच्चे IIT का सब पढ़ाई छोड़ के they become musicians, they become singers.
Yeah.
So let
So
us not set
abilities.
too high score by some particular professions or some kind of learning.
Yes.
Let us give a level playing field to every child.
Everyone.
That's extremely important.
Beautiful. Thank you so very much. This has been a beautiful evening. I'm listening to all the comments and everybody has enjoyed the session. So somebody was asking me for my series. It's called My Learning Train. You know, I just realized I never have talked about my books in the last 32 weeks.
Oh, really? I thought everybody would have known.
So because there's so much more to, but yeah, it's a series called My Learning Train and it's published by the Oxford University Press. So yes, and the nice part about this whole journey of this many weeks has been is that it's not been about a product, it's not been about a selling, it's just
Yeah,
been about
it's not.
learning.
It's your
That's all.
passion, one can clearly
It's
see,
just
Sonia.
about learning, कि जाओ
Hmm.
सुकून से शाम को आप सीखो by Monday. So next week, Charima, we are going to have somebody very interesting. There's this couple who does play for well-being and healing. So Agyat and his wife Swati actually travel through places all over the world where there is a crisis, where there are
Oh,
camps,
wow.
where there is an
How
earthquake,
beautiful.
where there is a,
So
a,
they deal
a
with trauma.
calamity.
Yeah.
And no, they
Hmm.
don't deal with trauma. They go to the place and they play with people there.
Oh, wow.
So
How
their
beautiful.
whole life is about playing. And I met them a good 10 years back, and I just felt I traced him back and I requested him to come and speak to us. So next week we are going to have him here. Hopefully, Swati will join us. So it's going to be play for well-being and healing, and maybe it's also a very important part of how we can assess whether children will respond as ma'am is telling us. So, Jari ma'am, thank you so much, and it's
Thank
been a
you,
beautiful.
Sonia. I loved being with you. Thank you, all
Thank you
the
so much.
people who have joined us. This has been such a wonderful evening.
Yes, and I was seeing that it's so beautiful that that we don't get this huge number of people, but we get certain people who join us every week, and they've been doing it week after week after week. So I just
I'm
look at
sure they're
myself
finding a lot of value in these sessions. That's why they're coming back to you.
because I was telling the team of Square Panda, I said I only can invite people who I would look up to and say that this person caught my so thank
Thank you so much.
very
Thank
humbled
you,
and thank
Sonia.
you so much. Thank
Okay,
you.
bye
Thank
bye
you.
then. Bye.
Thank you.
Take care.
Square, score, panda.